Now, let's talk about the chief governing body here in the city, our city council. As I stated, our city council is made up of 7 members, each elected from one of the 7 wards here in the city of Petersburg. And when I say ward, I'm talking about the political subdivision. Like you hear congressional district, that's what our ward is. And just to give you a brief background, our ward system came into place to protect the fairness of elections in the city, because at the time, believe it or not, Petersburg was not a majority minority city some years ago. And most of our members of city council came from one church. They were white. One of our city council members, who also served as mayor, didn't even live in the city. For those of y'all who don't know, that's Remy Arnold. Used to own and operate Arnold Pen Company, which is now Lofts down on Union Street. Now, let me let you all understand. We do not elect a mayor here at large in the city. We have 7 members of council, who those 7 members elect one of their own as mayor and one of their own as vice mayor. Our mayor has no power other than conducting business at city council. In other words, he's our Speaker of the House. Our mayor also has the duties of, when new businesses or something open, going to cut ribbons. Maybe if they rename a street. You know, he's ceremonial. So, what does that mean, ceremonial? Our mayor really should not be leading the charge to do a lot of things without the backing of 6 other members of city council. We've seen that so much happen here. Again, the transparency piece, the accountability piece starts with us, the people. The Constitution said this government is for the people, is by the people. So, in other words, for those of y'all who went to Petersburg Public Schools, some of you all had teachers. Miss Bessie Jones, Miss Helen Howard, some of those hard rock Charlie, as I call them, teachers, the late Mr. Edward Chambers, Mr. Melvin Swan. These were teachers I call that didn't play. Gail Alexander, all of those and you know, and I'm glad, because they not only had an effect on me. How? Because my father died when I was young. These are the teachers who worked with my mother in helping form my educational career, helped me become the little activist and learn and be educated about what I did. So our city council answers to us. Our city council answers to us. And I'm saying that for some of you all so that you can receive that in your spirit. Our city council answers to us, not vice versa. Recently, Petersburg City Council loaned the brother of one of the city councilmen some money to complete this so-called Petersburg Hotel, which is right there, if you all know where the old City Hall is on Union Street. Well, it sits right behind City Hall and is coming up Tab Street. I'm going to say this to you. If you all don't remember, or if you all didn't hear about that money, why? Because City Council did not come before the public and let us know they were loaning this man that money. That's a no-no. Now, another way when we talk about accountability, November the 5th is election. Our even number wards, those ward members are up for re-election or getting elected. What do I mean by that? In Ward 2, the young man who's serving as vice mayor, Darren Hill, his seat is up for grabs. I mean, well, not up for grab, but he's running for re-election, but he does have a challenger. If I'm not mistaken, it may be Evangelist Belinda Ball. And I'm saying maybe because these people, everybody has a process to which they have to go through. When they get their petition signed, they have to make sure that all of the signatures are correct, because if you live in Ward 2, you can't go to Ward 4 and get signatures for run for city council. So this is what you have to, this is why they have to make sure everything is correct. So let's say that these persons had their stuff correct, they've been certified to run. So the one that I do know of, or from what I was told, Belinda Ball, Pastor Belinda Ball, she will be running against Darren Hill. Then you have Ward 4. That seat is currently held by Charlie Cuthbert Jr. Interesting fact. His father once sat on Petersburg City Council. His father served as mayor and vice mayor, Petersburg City Council. And now he's come back. It was his brother to whom City Council loaned the money to. Now, in Ward 6, you have Annette Smith Lee. Now, from what I'm understanding, I don't know for sure, but I believe there's a young lady by the last name of Muhammad that might be running against her. Okay, now, how does the old saying go? We can't expect anything different when we keep doing things the same. And what do I mean by that? When we keep electing the same people in office, when we keep electing the same people in office, don't expect any kind of different outcome. Okay? Our city is doing pretty good, but it can do better. We keep getting faced with the same issues that are not being addressed. Homelessness, teacher pay raises, and even going back to even with the school system. Just like in the school system, our teachers are trying to engage in collective bargaining, which is what unions do. They're trying to protect their job, come up with a contract, because it's not right as a teacher or anything else. I have to come to school and the people who hired me are not protecting me. Collective bargaining brings all of that into being. So why am I talking about collective bargaining? Because just like the teachers are doing it with school board, there are some bus drivers here in the city who want to go into collective bargaining. If you all look at it, a lot of bus routes have been cut, or the pickup time is longer because we don't have the bus drivers. Because they're not, let me tell you, a bus driver here will easily leave to go to Richmond. Why? Because they're making more money. A bus driver, a city bus driver in Petersburg will leave here and go to Colonial Heights. For those of you all who caught that, Colonial Heights does not have a city bus line other than what Petersburg provides. So, if that bus driver in Petersburg will leave to go drive bus in Colonial Heights because they pay more, and Colonial Heights doesn't have a bus line, what is that telling you? When we sit back and complain behind closed doors, that gets nothing done. We, in order to make things different, in order for us to hold our members accountable, November the 5th, you have to go vote. Now, for those of you who don't know where to vote, Ward 2, you vote at Good Shepherd. Ward 4, you vote at the train station right there next to, Lord, I can't remember the restaurant that used to be down there. It's in the, Farmers Market building now. Crocker Spot, where the Crocker Spot used to be, the old train station right downtown, right there as you're going into Pocahontas. Ward 4, that's where you vote. Ward 6, you vote at Cool Springs. I think that's the name of the school. Anyway, the school that used to be known as AP Hill. That's where you vote. Wards 2, 4, 6. If you are not a registered voter, go do so. If you've just moved to the city, and no matter where you live, go update your voting records. And for those of you all who don't vote but every 4 years, shame, shame, shame on you. For those of you all who don't vote at all, you have no right to complain about anything, because you're making it bad, making it hard for the rest of us. These are just some of the ways you can hold your city council accountable, and even they have boards and commissions that people like us can get involved with. And so now, each of our city council, the reason why we're going back, let me jump to this. The reason why we're doing 2, 4, 6, because our 7-member council, they're voted, they serve 4-year terms, but they're staggered. So this 4 years, the even number, 2, 4, 6. Now, in 2026, that will be the term, their term, that will be the 4-year limit for wards 1, 3, 5, and 7. Now, I'm not saying anything definitively, but Ward 5 may have a candidate for city council, and you all might be surprised to it, and then again, you may not be. I'm not going to say exactly who, but you'll see. But again, like I said, each term is staggered. So this year ends 4 years for wards 2, 4, 7. City council and school board. 2026, you will have wards 1, 3, 5, 7. City council and school board. And let me say this to you. Looking at the current political climate, it would be best if you all check out everybody that's running, because of course you know we have some very interesting persons on the Republican side who are running, and then our sitting senator Tim Kaine, his term comes up, his seat comes up for election this year as well, and Representative Jennifer McClellan will be running for her first full term. And what do I mean by that? If you all remember, Donald McEachin, who represented this area, he died before he was sworn in. After he won the election, he died before he was sworn in. They had a special election. Jennifer McClellan won that election. So what she did, completed out his term. Now she's going to be running for her first full term. So, and that's in November the 5th of this year. Next year, we elect a new governor. And we do not want anybody on Glenn Youngkin's cabinet right now to become governor. That's Winsome Sears, Jason Miyares. So, just give you a heads up on that.